Hi beautiful friends. So I was just in the process of doing my makeup here, and I just kind of started like talking to myself and I was like, you know, maybe I'll just start recording and talk to you instead. I was just thinking about like my skincare journey, and I'm just gonna kind of repeat what I kind of thought about in my head, and then we'll just kind of go from there. But I've been struggling on and off with acne for like over since I was 14. So I actually started going on a birth control after trying other like topical and like antibiotic type remedies to help with my acne. I went on a birth control called Diane 35. It was later renamed Siestra 35. It was a birth control that was like 40% effective for controlling birth. So you didn't actually go on it to prevent yourself from getting pregnant. I was 14. I wasn't sexually active at the time, so I didn't take it for that reason. I literally just took it because they recommended it as an option to get rid of my acne. And it did. Within like 6 months, my acne did go away. And I had clear skin all through high school up until I was about 19. And I just kind of was thinking, like, I feel that it's really important to put emphasis on the fact that we really need to be empathetic when we see somebody struggling with acne, because there are literally so many reasons why somebody might have acne, and it is such a unique skin ailment that it's not a cookie cutter skin ailment. There are many different reasons why somebody is struggling, and the causes and the way that they're gonna get rid of their acne may not look like the way that you got rid of your acne or the way that you see other people getting rid of their acne. It's very tailored to that individual. For me, mine's definitely stress induced. If my hormones aren't balanced, that's a huge factor. And depending on what I'm eating and the feelings that I have while I'm eating those foods, it can really trigger flare-ups in my skin. So what I mean is, it really doesn't matter generally, as long as I'm eating a balanced, well-rounded diet. Even if I'm having, like, you know, lots of sugar or dairy or gluten, which often are talked about as being like triggering for acne. If I'm eating a well-rounded diet, you know, like with lots of healthy foods as well, and then plus eating the foods that I like, I feel good, I feel healthy, and I don't feel any guilt or shame when I do eat those, you know, treats or whatever. To me, I don't find them treats. It's just like, that's just the shit that I like to eat. And again, when I'm eating a well-rounded diet, it's not something that I even consider like a treat. It's just like, that's what I include in my everyday kind of eating routine, because it makes me happy and it makes me feel more balanced. But if I do feel lots of guilt and shame when I eat certain foods, it will show up as like a stress trigger in my body, and my skin will be affected by it. And time and time again, it's proven to be the case. So and maybe that's not what you expected to hear when I, you know, started naming off the reasons why I have struggled with acne, because some people may think it's more of a you know, surface reason why you're struggling. But in fact, for a lot of people, and for myself, it's more of an intrinsic it's more intrinsic factors that tie into why I've struggled with acne. So yeah, about 1.5 years ago, almost 2 years ago, I decided to get off of birth control. I had been on birth control since I was 14, like I said. And it just, I had, you know, some of my friends were talking about like how they got off birth control, and I kind of just got consumed by the idea of like living this like all natural life, you know, not having anything alter like the natural state of my body. I also like really got into more natural skincare, like very, very basic, very natural, very oily, heavy oily skincare, and my skin just did not agree with those choices. I also went through a lot of personal changes, and a lot of deep healing on a very internal level took place in that time. So I had a lot of family things that I was going through that I was dealing with, and took a lot of time away from certain family members just so that I could, you know, gain a sense of who I was as an individual. I also was having, you know, hard conversations about my past with my partner, and also like my sexuality and like certain traumas and stuff, just to like explain, you know, what the fuck is going on with me inside of my head. And just, yeah, having, like, it was a hard year. It was very, very difficult, and my skin was definitely a reflection of all the struggles that I was feeling on an internal level. And yeah, eventually I opened myself up to the opportunity to be helped by the lovely girls at a plastic surgery clinic and like dermatologist type office here in the city that I live in. And I actually was doing makeup for them for a photo shoot. And yeah, we just had an open and honest conversation about what I've been going through, and they made me feel so incredibly safe and held, and I didn't feel judged, and they completely agreed that a lot of my skin issues are from or due to intrinsic factors, but they did also switch my skincare over from like the super oily, heavy products I was using to just nice, light, comfortable. None of them were even tailored to acne. There was one salicylic face wash, and everything else had nothing to do with healing acne, which I appreciated because I just wanted healthy skin. I don't like, it's not really about the acne, it's just like about having healthy skin. So and a healthy body and mind as well. So yeah, and then it's been about a year almost to date since that point, and I have just gone through so many changes since then, mentally, emotionally. I also went back on my birth control about 3 months ago, and I can tell that that has really helped. I've introduced a lot of really high quality, beautiful supplements into my routine. Probiotic, some cordyceps, more fiber, zinc, iron, this supplement that's has a lot of mushrooms in it as well, that helps with like your adrenals and like your stress and anxiety. And I just feel better in general. Like I feel better about like who I am as a person. I feel more confident, and I just feel like I'm owning myself, and I feel like all of that is like just showing up on my skin. And again, like that's a very, you know, tailored and specific journey that I've been on that a lot of people wouldn't know unless I expressed it. And so kind of tying into what I said at the beginning, it is super important to practice empathy when you see somebody going through any kind of physical, you know, abnormality. So whether that's acne or whether that's anything, I can only relate specifically to dealing with acne. I've also had like these like stress rashes that show up on my neck. You can kind of see I had one for like a few months, the longest I've ever had. And it's healing now, but you just don't know what people are going through. And people obviously, like, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people who just don't give a fuck about those things, but there's a lot of people who, you know, they pay attention to themselves and they look at themselves in the mirror. And I mean, they're, you know, we all look at ourselves in the mirror. We know what's going on with our external, you know, vessel. And so I feel like it's just really important to be empathetic when you see somebody that is struggling. Kind of reminded me of TikTok a little bit when I kind of was going through these thoughts before I turned the camera on. I've posted a few videos, like just, well, all of my videos are with me not wearing face makeup, because I don't I don't wear like foundation. Like I wear face makeup, I wear my translucent powder and my bronzer, blush, that kind of thing. I don't wear foundation anymore. I don't wear concealer. I just don't find it comfortable for me personally. And so I've shared those, you know, videos of me obviously wearing, you know, my eyeshadow and then no face makeup, and I received honestly a lot of love on those videos. But of course there's people who just want to help, right? And that's totally fine. For me, I'm not offended by people like recommending things and offering their advice and input. It's more just about like I've like watched tutorials or videos where people aren't being nice, you know, like, and some people say some really mean things in the comments and aren't being empathetic at all, and it's, you know, it's hurtful. It's like people know like what their skin looks like, they know their bodies, like you don't know these people, and it's an unproductive use of everyone's time and energy. So it's just really important to just be kind and understand that people's struggles, especially when you see external abnormalities in somebody's body. Not even abnormalities, because it is perfectly normal. I take that back. It's perfectly normal to have acne. I'm just saying you see something that just looks different maybe than what you're used to, or like maybe it's not on your body, so you can't really relate to it, whether that's skin, whether that's, you know, different things on the body, whether that's weight loss or weight gain, whatever the case may be, hair loss. Like oftentimes those things, most of the time, almost all the time, those things are triggered by an internal imbalance in the body, mind, and spirit. So when you see somebody that's struggling with cystic acne, consider that maybe there's like deep-rooted trauma that has resulted in them feeling so fucking insecure about themselves that it shows up in their skin as a result of that deep-rooted trauma. A lot of physical ailments and emotional ailments are caused by that kind of thing. And so once you kind of can switch your perspective in that sense, it's a little easier to be like, oh shit, you know what, maybe they probably don't want to hear me tell them that they should just wash their face, because they probably already know that. And actually maybe it's not about washing their face at all. Maybe it's about healing, you know, sexual trauma, or maybe it's about, you know, finding themselves as an independent individual and separating themselves from unhealthy codependent relationships that they were involved in their entire lives. Or maybe, you know, like it could be those things. Of course, I'm speaking from personal experience, but it could be those things. And a face wash isn't gonna help those things, right? Like, you know, clean and clear. Yeah, I mean, their slogan is not clean and clear and get your trauma and sexual fucking mess under control. Like, no, it doesn't work that way. So, yeah. That's kind of just more or less what I wanted to express. I plucked a couple hairs just on the end of my eyebrows. I've been trying to grow like more on the top of my eyebrow, these hairs, because when I comb them up it looks really nice, and I just love that like fluffy kind of brow. But it's so funny because I plucked like 2 hairs at the end, and my brows have completely changed the way that they look now. Can anyone relate? I feel like I maybe said that in another video that I filmed, but it's like obviously very real and like it happens all the time, so I'm gonna say it again. So yeah, I just want to say thank you for watching me and holding space for me while I express anything and everything that I feel drawn to express. I mean, you wouldn't be here if you didn't support me, so for that I'm grateful. And I just want to show you a little clip of Blue, because how cute does he look laying in the sun? So cute. So yeah, Yabba hee, yabba dibba dabba doo. Yay. I am glowing. I love doing fake freckles. If you can see, yeah, you absolutely can. I just use like a liquid lipstick and then like a little dotting tool, and then I dot them on, and then I kind of like, you saw me do it, I kind of take my hand and just like press around. It makes it look a little more natural. But yeah, I'm just gonna continue doing my makeup, and I don't really feel like filming the rest of it. I'd like to just have it be more intimate for myself. But yeah, I love you, and thank you so much for listening and for watching, and you're so special. And yeah, okay, bye.